Roger Stone, got the president on his side. I guess probably what Tribulation Trump plan on doing is pardoning that boy. Mr. Engineer, roll clip number 1, because the big news yesterday was Roger Stone, the sentencing guidelines of the prosecutors all got a call from the Department of Justice saying the sentence was too harsh. I'm calling this segment White Supremacy, Justice in America. Go ahead, Mr. Engineer. Clip number 1.
All 4 federal prosecutors have now resigned from the case against longtime Trump confidant Roger Stone. This after the Justice Department reduced its original sentencing recommendation for Stone following public criticism by the president. Let's go to our White House correspondent, Caitlin Collins. She's watching this for us. Caitlin, this is an extraordinary development.
Well, it's really hard to just explain just how remarkable what we are seeing and just how laying out this is. These are the 4 prosecutors who were signed their names onto that sentence recommendation on Monday night, saying that Roger Stone should get 7 to 9 years in prison for the crimes he committed, the crimes he's been indicted on and charged with, of course. And now all 4 of them have resigned from the case. This is really significant. They're withdrawing their names from this. And of course, this comes after the day after they recommended that. The president was lashing out, calling it disgraceful. And then, of course, we saw something really stunning. The Justice Department saying they were going to overrule these prosecutors and that sentence recommendation that they had about these 7 to 9 years. And of course, Wolf, these are the prosecutors who worked on this case for months. They were the ones who made those passionate closing arguments about how telling the truth matters, saying that these trials matter, and talking about what Roger Stone did and, of course, the gravity of him lying to Congress and those other acts that he committed. And now they are all withdrawing their names from the case over this. And it's a really stunning turn of events. And the questions going forward are going to be the Attorney General Bill Barr's involvement in all of this, because it is not every day that you see the Justice Department overrule its own prosecutors. Now, of course, Wolf, with that tweet from the president saying this was disgraceful, raised a lot of questions about whether or not he was involved. Well, reporters had the chance a few minutes ago to ask him whether or not he had spoken with the Justice Department about this. And I want you to listen to what he said.
Yeah, I thought it was ridiculous that if that's, no, I didn't speak to the justice. I'd be able to do it if I wanted. I have the absolute right to do it. I stay out of things to a degree that people wouldn't believe, but I didn't speak to him. I thought the recommendation was ridiculous. I thought the whole prosecution was ridiculous. And I look at others that haven't been prosecuted, or I don't know where it is now. But when you see that, I thought it was an insult to our country, and it shouldn't happen. And
so the president there saying he stays out of things like you wouldn't believe. But, Wolf, it's really hard for the president to make that case, given the fact that he's tweeted about this multiple times. He's retweeted other people. And we know privately the president has been fuming about that sentencing recommendation for Roger Stone, his longtime friend of at least 3 decades, who was one of the first people to encourage him to run for president. So there are going to be questions going forward about whether or not the president's tweets had an influence over this. He's denying directly being involved. But, Wolf, a lot of people follow the president on Twitter. You can see those tweets, and surely the Justice Department can read them.
So Roger the Rabbit Stone, took back his plea, and the 4 prosecutors, the federal prosecutors the lawyers that worked on the case, recommended the boy get 7 to 9 years in the slammer. Trump criticized that, and now the Department of Justice is looking again, reevaluating Roger Stone, Roger the Rabbit, to maybe give him less of a sentence. He'll probably do some prison time. But the 4 prosecutors who felt that was just Trump putting his thumb on the scale, weighing on like that, is just un-American to have that happen. And so they all resigned from that particular case. 3 of them resigned from the case, and the 4th one just said, I'm leaving this Justice Department altogether. My question is why is it that anybody is around Trump? Now, I mean, I did a piece the other day called, said Pastor Manning, that's me, declares Tribulation Trump as the absolute best president ever, for white supremacist America. And he is. There has never been a president that has been as much as a white supremacist as Tribulation Trump. I think that I tried to explain in a philosophical way. I tried to wax eloquent the other day by saying people that are racist don't realize that they're racist. And unlike liars who think that everybody lies and thieves who thinks that everybody steals, racists do not see themselves as racist. And white supremacists are the ultimate of not seeing themselves. They feel white supremacy at its core means that I have a right and I am better than you. So therefore, there's nothing wrong with the fact that I'm better than you. I'm not equal to you. You're not equal to me, white supremacists. And you know, they have a lot of biological information to kind of pamper that. They have a lot of historical and biblical information that gives some assent to the fact that there is a race that's superior to other races. And white supremacists, I mean, he doesn't see anything wrong with who he is. In fact, he finds himself to be in a better category, thinks he's better than. That, you know, that happens among Hamite people. You know, fair-skinned Hamite people think they're better than dark-skinned Hamite people. I mean, it happens. People with kinky hair think they're less than people with, you know, straight hair. Ask Al Sharpton, he'll tell you about that one. So the psychology here in terms of what's happening in America now is that Tribulation Trump has come along and he has torn down all the guardrails regarding the fact that some people are better. And by the way, you know, when you hear these JFIT people talking about, you know, Tribulation Trump is the best president that Hamite people ever had, what he is saying is that y'all don't deserve, you ought to be down on your knees kissing that man's shoe, because y'all ain't nobody. I mean, we're the real people, but he's helping y'all. He ain't supposed to help you Negroes. He ain't, because y'all ain't nobody. Y'all don't deserve no help. You need to get on the plantation, go back to jail, go collect some food stamps, go make some babies, go rob a bank, go do something. But y'all ain't like us. We white supremacists. But Trump, guess what? Trump is helping y'all. I know if I was president, when I hear them say Trump is doing more for Negroes than anybody else, I hear them saying, if I was president, I wouldn't do nothing for you Negroes, Hamite people. That's what I hear. That's what I hear in their hearts. I wouldn't do nothing for y'all. But Trump is doing something. Then you got Pastor Man up there calling the man a pathological degenerate, which he is, and a habitual liar, which he is. So, at any rate, so Roger Stone, we're going to sit people. I want to know why all these other people, you can you do a crime and then the president step up and say, I don't want to go back to prison. I'm not that interested, but I really would like to know what the prisoners, what the convicts, people that are convicted of crimes and people who are guilty but went to prison anyway because they were wrongly convicted and railroaded. I wonder what they're saying about this administration and about, how they're viewing all of the things that are going on to change in America, because we on the outside can kind of adjust ourselves. We can watch television and get angry, but those on the inside are watching this going on and say, what in the world is going on in America today? At any rate, now Tribulation Trump is now talking about repercussions or some sort of a punishment against Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman. The Lieutenant Colonel that got shrapnel in his body. He ran over IED and they didn't take all the shrapnel out. He's a decorated hero with a Purple Heart. Testified before the Senate committee the House of Representatives committee. And now Trump is walked that boy out in the White House the other day, grabbed him by the seat of his pants, like New York City police officer grab you and walk you, perk walk you so the cameras and newspapers can get a good shot of you as they take you into the courthouse or into jail. Perk walk Vindman out of the White House, and his brother who did nothing wrong. Now I hear that they're planning on, taking away his pension and trying to dishonorably discharge the boy. Trump's going after everybody. Hey, Susan Collins. Hey, Susan. Hey, lazy Susan Collins. Hey, lazy Susan Collins. What do you think about Trump? Now, you said he had changed. He learned his lesson. That boy didn't learn his lesson. You must be some sort of a first-class idiot, Susan Collins. You are. At any rate, I'm convinced that probably that Giuliani has been kicked to the curb. I don't know what's going on, but Trump and Giuliani ain't getting it on no more. And I'm just waiting for Giuliani to start spilling the beans. And I don't tell you Jack and the Beanstalk going to have trouble collecting all those beans. I mean, the coffee collectors won't be able to collect all the beans that Giuliani's going to spill. This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.